guys. I'm with Joanna Korkela from Eye of Melian to talk about Forest of Forgetting, the new album, which was released on 20th February. So thank you, Joanna, for having us.
So nice to be chatting with you. Thank you so much for the invitation.
So, first of all, how are you? How do you feel 5 days after the release of the album? And how has the album been received by the fan, the press? How it goes?
Thank you. It certainly has been a festive time, yeah, these past days building up to the release. And also, we had a wonderful release show in Hedon Swale in the Netherlands on, well, last Friday when the album dropped. So, to celebrate, we had a lovely crowd of beautiful souls of kindred spirits out there with us. And it was such a memorable night. And I mean, you know how it is every time you put together an album, there's, you work on it for years and endless hours and you pour your heart and soul into it. And when finally comes the day when you get to share that labor of love with the whole world, it is such a special thing. And it's like, sending your own kid to school for the first time and hoping they make new friends. So, yeah.
So now it has a lot of friends. So
Hopefully, yeah. The feedback has been wonderful and heartwarming, and it's just honestly in this day and age such a rare treat to connect with people on such a deep level. I feel like oftentimes we're so wrapped up in our minds and our worries and just the awful news that we're bombarded each day. So just to be able to, the force of forgetting, as the album title alludes to, is this little safe haven that we get to share through the music, the real connection to things that truly matter in this world, like love and freedom and our connection to all of life through the connection we hold and yeah, nurture in ourselves.
Mhm. Okay. So this is the second album, but for those who don't know you in France yet, can you introduce you and the band and tell us how it all started?
Thank you. Well, in case Eye of Million is a new name, I hope you've heard of Delane because the father of the music for Eye of Million is our dear Martijn Westerholt, whose brainchild is also a very famous band called Delane in the heavy metal scene, and band that I fell in love with even before I met and befriended Martijn. I was a huge fan of his songwriting, and later on when he was touring with my husband, Thomas, Delane was touring with Nightwish, we met and just became fast friends and noticed that we have a lot of similar interests. And then a little bit after that, he came to me with this idea. He had this beautiful dream of starting a new band with a more ethereal approach to music. So compared to Delane, I think we've taken a step. We've left out, the guitars and the and the roughness of heavy metals, but we kept the symphonic elements. So we have a lot of orchestrations. He had the dream to, yes, venture
Sorry.
down a no worries. I mean, I feel like it might be my fault. We've had heavy snowing on this
Oh,
end the
really?
whole day. So that often, because we live in the woods, so that might be a connection problems in this end. But indeed, yes, Martijn had a dream to set out to build this new realm of music that explored more of the ethereal, mystical, fantastical part of music. And yeah, in my mind, it's like this mashup of Enya meeting Hans Zimmer. That's kind of the quickest way to build a picture in your mind of what it sounds like. Yeah, with a tinge of Tolkien's elves. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, you speak about Tolkien. Yeah, is I think I thought that one of the main inspiration for this music. But were there other sources of inspiration, or maybe in life, or not especially maybe in art?
Absolutely. I think all of life inspires us. And even though our band is called Eye of Melian, which draws its inspiration from the Silmarillion in Tolkien's world, it is just to lose. We don't feel like we're tied to, and every song needs to be, strictly this or that. It's just like this vein of this aesthetic, this energy that I feel that the elves represent to me. I mean, especially in the Peter Jackson's films, the
Hmm.
beauty, their gracefulness, and otherworldly beauty and magic that they exude. I think that is probably describes our music the best, and not so much, per se necessarily the topics. I know we do have songs that are also have been inspired by the stories of Tolkien and the characters and that world. But I think for me as a lyric writer, I always love to insert a little piece of my own self and my own musings and things that are current in my life, the themes. So it really is like this big melting pot of all of life
Hmm.
that then gets compressed or channeled through this medium of Eye of Melian, which holds the energy of the elves. So it's very poetic, but indeed we tap into real things. It's not just fluff, imaginary stuff that we sing about. It's true emotions and things that are really current and yeah, touch our hearts deeply. Yeah.
Okay. And how did you work on this album?
Thank you. That's a good question. Since Martijn and Robin, they live in the Netherlands, and Mikko and I, we live in Finland, but even we have a couple hundred kilometers, distance between us. So we're all in our separate studios. But thanks to modern times and the internet, and we do Zooms every 2 weeks, and then we do file sharing. And yeah, the process usually goes so that Martijn first writes the music. He comes up with a new song and then he sends it to us, and then that goes to Mikko, our orchestration wizard, who comes up with the arranging of the beautiful, just the music around it and the arrangement for the song, and then the song travels either to me for lyrics or to Robin. Robin does most of the lyric writing, but
Hmm.
I pitched in for 3 songs on this album. So then we add the lyrics, and then again, it's like this wonderful, not a tennis match, but bouncing back and forth and adding a little bit of this, and like yeah, building a soup together, and yeah, tasting lovely flavors on our way as we go along. So it's honestly, even though we're feels like not worlds apart, but just physically apart. I feel
Hmm.
like our hearts are in such as we share the same space in our hearts and in our visions of what this music is, that it feels so organic and easy to be working this way. It's just always like Martin always says, it's like Christmas opening a new file from any one of us, because it's always like, oh wow, what have they created now, and it's always this tingly feeling of oh goodness, I get to work on something magical now. Yeah.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah.
Okay. And so you wrote Legend of Light when you released 4 years ago. So 4 years after, what was the idea or the event, or I don't know, that sparked the creation of Forest of Forgetting?
Oh, after the Legends of Flight, I think thematically, I think Robin pretty early on after this first album, I remember she had an idea of a forest themed album, and I think the word force, well, the words "force of forgetting" came to her pretty early on, and I think that sort of set the foundation, just like the umbrella that all the songs
Mm-hmm.
fall under. And even though I feel like when I was writing the lyrics, I really didn't think about that theme. It just sort of organically happened that all of the songs somehow intuitively just fit underneath that umbrella, thematically. But indeed for us, it was, you know um in a way it was very similar, because again we got to do what we love. We got together and started making a new album, but what had changed from the first album was that for the second album we already felt like now we are a band, whereas with the first album it was just a shot in the dark, let's just see what happens. And for the longest time we felt like, no, this is just like a studio project and we're never going to take it out on the road and, tour with it. It's just, this maybe, I don't know, let's see what happens. But after we'd finished Legends of Light, we just all loved it so much and felt like, oh, we can't keep it just this to ourselves. We want to share it with the world. And sure enough, last year we started out tentatively on the live show environment and loved it. Felt that this is something that we really want to do. So, working on the second album with this thought in mind, it was already at the there was this anticipation of, oh, I can't wait to start and play these songs live and share them with the audience. So yeah, that's something that had changed definitely, and a new element that got I don't know if you can hear it on this album, but indeed it's something that excited us all while working on this
You
music.
are all like children, in fact.
I know. Yeah, like at a playground. Yeah, it is honestly such a treat. Yeah.
Okay. On this album, you have Troy Donackley and Patty Gurdy, who are featured on two tracks, Elixir of Night and Dawn of Avatar. Why them, and how did the collaboration go?
Thank you. I'm so happy you pointed them out. I mean, I got introduced to Patty through this album, actually, and through this collaboration. I mean, I had been following her career, but it was actually Martine who came up with the idea of asking her to, if she would be willing to come and join our forces for a song or two. And she said yes. And it was so wonderful to meet her and find a new kindred spirit. I mean, she's an amazing vocalist and a musician, and to have her talent grace our songs was just such a huge gift. And we even filmed a music video, the fourth one that we put out for the Dawn of Avatars. It was just such a fun experience. And well, with Troy, it's a different story because I mean we've known each other for years and we're all dear friends. And it was, I think Martin said that Troy just announced or phoned him up one day and told him that, okay, so I'm playing on the next album, so could you please send me the song? So it was just, he's filled with such a beautiful sense of humor, and we just love him to bits, and he loves this music. And I feel like, the instruments, the just the repertoire of what he can do. I mean, he's such a multi talent in playing all these wonderful instruments and all the pipes and flutes that he brings to the table. That sound somehow, to me, it's like these little pixies dancing in the woods, that you get this um yeah, this what do you call it, like frequency of sound that he brings. So I think they both helped us elevate the songs to new heights, certainly by being gracing us with their talents. Yes.
You made a cover, Tears of a Dragon, of Bruce Dickinson. How did you work to make it fit so perfectly into the album? Because if you don't know the song, the original song, you might think it was one of your own song.
Thank you. That is the best feedback. Oh my goodness, did I lose you again? There was a little
No,
gap.
that's
Okay,
okay.
here you are. Good. So thank you so much. I'm so happy to hear, because that's exactly how we felt. It was actually thanks to our Miko, who pitched the idea and made the arrangement. And then when we heard it, it was like exactly the same reaction you had. Like, oh my goodness, this could so be our own song, original song. It fits so well. The theme of the lyrics and just the beautiful melody lines. And yeah, it was just a match made in heaven, if you will. Yes.
Okay. And there is some other songs you'd like to cover?
Oh, maybe in the future. Let's see. It was just something, a fun idea that came to our minds since we got signed by Napalm. And Napalm is a metal label. And even though Eye of Melian isn't really a metal band, but we wanted to pay
It's at the
homage.
frontier.
I know, right? So yeah, we wanted to celebrate that collaboration somehow, and thought it fitting to, cover a legendary heavy metal song, which ended up being "The Tears of the Dragon" by Bruce Dickinson. Yeah.
Okay. Um, so, um, as with the songs, the album cover takes us into an elven word. So who created the cover, and how did you work on it with the person who created it?
Oh, the album cover
The
artwork, you
cover,
mean?
the artwork, yeah.
Um, oh my goodness. I think it was, I hope I'm not now talking nonsense. I, this is something I think it was initially, I think it was Robin's vision that there's a statue. And then I think we worked with, was it Jan Earlund who put together the final look of how it looks and helped us out with that. But indeed, I feel like it was Robin's idea. I love how she has this like with the titles of the albums and names and visual art. Also,
Mhm.
she's really good at envisioning stuff. Yeah, I think it was a collaboration with Robin and Jan. Yeah.
Okay, okay. It's a great artwork, indeed. Um, okay, so let's talk about concerts. So you played in Netherlands. You've announced dates in Finland. So as you lived far away from each other, how did you prepare when you prepare a tour, and what can we expect from the new show?
Oh, thank you. It's always exciting. Sure enough, we all practice a lot first at home, our own parts, and once we've nailed them, we get together and we have a few rehearsals where we play together. Also, for last Friday's show, building up to that, I think we had like a week together where we just went through the little details and made the last minute tweaks, and it's always fun to put it together. But I think the real test for the set list and everything is the first show. So some things you only live and learn through experience, and
Mhm.
through playing through the songs. And so it's an ongoing process, I think, for us to keep tweaking and growing in the live scene and how we want it to sound and look. And I'm just so grateful. Yes, we have a wonderful team of people around us who enable us to make magic together. And so I'm so grateful. And I'm hoping, I mean, now, as you mentioned, we're doing a tour in Finland for the first time ever, but I'm really hoping that we get to broaden our horizons and in the future also tour other countries and places. That is definitely up in the air and in our dreams. We actually just signed also with Napalm Events, who are now looking into booking more adventures for us all over. So we're really excited and can't wait to hopefully see you in France one of these days,
Yeah,
very
yeah.
soon, hopefully.
It's what why I wanted to ask you. And France.
Yeah, we would love to. We would love to.
Okay, yeah. So I hope we will see you near. Okay.
Yes, fingers crossed.
So to conclude, what would you say to your French fan?
Just that thank you so much for your ongoing support and your your love and just I mean, I hope this music can somehow inspire you all as much as it has inspired us, and just if it might encourage you to follow your dream like we are doing with I of Melian, and just and if it helps you to feel a little less alone in the world, that would be amazing as well. Because I mean, through music, to me, music is love. It's connection. It's freedom. It's something that, like the thread of life that connects us all in such a beautiful way. And it's so easy to forget that in this day and age. So even though our album is a force to forgetting, but it's indeed forgetting all the nonsense around you and entering into the re-remembering of what truly matters. So we hope to connect with you all through the music and hopefully soon also on live shows.
Okay.
Sending
S-
all the
So,
best. Yeah.
so thank you very much, Joanna. Thank you for this interview, your communicative joy. Uh,
Thank
so,
you.
uh, I encourage everybody to listen to Forest of Forgetting, and we hope to see you in France soon.
Ah, I can't wait. Thank you so much.
Thank
Sending all.
you.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye bye.